All right, YouTubers, how you doing today? I am going to tell you what we're going to do, even though it's already in the title and you saw it. This is a 1999 Leisure Travel. This is a 2004 Sprinter. It's an Explorer, actually. And what this video is going to be is a comparison of old school versus newish school. I know it's not a 2023, but the van itself is very similar to stuff being made now. And these vans aren't being made anymore, so they're old school and newish school. All right, so hopefully that helps. I'm gonna go from one to the other and try to show you what's similar and what's different and what you might like better with this and what you might like better with that. So my Dodge has the 5.9 liter V8 and it is an awesome engine, gas powered. Hers is a diesel Mercedes, and she agrees with me. This might bother some people, but she would never buy a Mercedes again, and I wouldn't buy one either. But you do what you want. That's just personal opinions here. So we're going to start with the outsides of these. I have an awning. This has an awning. I think hers is about 5 inches taller than mine. I don't know for sure. You have to look up specs to see how tall these are. They're very difficult to measure in the real world, to figure out a way to get a level across the top. Both of them are very dirty. Before I go on too much more, this is my hood that I repainted with Rust-Oleum 3 years ago. Now, I apologize that I did not wash either of these, and we've been up in the UP with a lot of dust and bugs. Some bugs we've seen have been terrible, but my paint job is holding up pretty well. These will all wash off. Okay, so we'll start with mine. This compartment. This is my propane fill, and everything is covered with dust on both of these vans. And this is an outside shower. All right, and on her Sprinter, there is her propane fill. Little compartment here in the back. And her outside shower does not exist. As we walk down, this is my refrigerator. It's a 3-way refrigerator. This is an outside plug. And over here, this is my battery bay, where I have room for 2 house batteries. Let's see what hers is like. She, like all vans and RVs, have outside receptacles as well, and there's hers. Where is her battery bay? Again, there's mine. Her battery bay is not outside. That is where her house battery lives. Right there in the doorstep of the passenger seat. On my van, this is the furnace, and this is the hot water tank. Pretty standard. Let's see what hers is like. There is her furnace on the passenger side, and as we walk around, her hot water heater is here in the back on the driver's side. On my side, here is the awesomely huge pass all the way through storage compartment and a huge storage compartment in the middle. You can access this from both sides, and I have it loaded with stuff. Let's go check her outside storage. GoPro. All right, we're looking for outside storage on a Sprinter type van. Huh, there's none there. We'll go around the back. Nope, nope, nope. This is her cassette toilet, and that's a storage for the hose of grossness, I call it. We keep going down, and guess what? This, like most Sprinter vans, do not have any outside storage. There's her drain or the gray tank, but not any outside storage at all. Okay, this van, huge amounts of outside storage. That van, no outside storage. That's a check for outside storage. That's a minus for outside storage. One other thing, not all, but many Sprinters have dualies. Some old school Dodges have dualies, mostly just the old Explorers, like hers is a very rare Explorer on a Sprinter. But I do not have dualies. So these are the vents for the refrigerator. Let's go find, for the 3-way refrigerator, let's go find her vents. When we go inside, you'll find her refrigerator is right about here, not far behind the driver's seat. And there's something you don't see here. there's no outside venting for refrigerators because she does not have a 3-way refrigerator. She has a 12-volt refrigerator only. It does okay when she's plugged into power, but she is kind of using aftermarket 12-volt freezers because she's not confident with that. So again, we're on the checks and minuses. My refrigerator, its biggest problem is it gets too cold. Her problem is it doesn't get cold enough, and it's only 12 volt. This will run off of propane, so Cousin Eddie gets a thumbs up. This is the back bumper. Something cool besides the rocks from all over the wonderful UP. That's a place to store the gross hose of grossness. Her bumper does not have that. This is the other end of my huge storage compartment. Again, thumbs up and check mark to leisure travel. I will say this now, leisure travel has the best, in my opinion, storage of any Class B's, old or new. So the next compartment here on mine is where you hook the power and the water fill up. Let's go see where hers does those things. Her Sprinter, like most newer RVs, Sprinters, and most all of them, you got the screw-in kind of power. It's not in a compartment. And she has water fill here where you can screw the hose in, and she has gravity feed here. And this aspect, her van gets a check mark and a thumbs up for water, because the only way I can get water into my van is with a pressurized hose, and she has both options with this. And when you're trying to winterize and do stuff like that on my van, that is a minus. All right, here is my fuel fill, gasoline engine. This, if you watched a recent video, this is my generator, which is in there. I like the location of these here. And there's the tailpipe for it. And that is the black tank in there. And the gray tank is underneath. Okay, we're looking for generators. Her generator, like most newer ones, is mounted under the rear end. Here is the exhaust that comes off it. I can't believe I'm going to say this, even with the issues I had if you watch recent videos. I give Cousin Eddie's generator setup a thumbs up. I like the location. It's easier to service it. The ones that are underneath the bottom, I haven't tried to help her change her generator oil, but you know, that's 6-8 inches off the ground. I don't think that would be easy to change there. You got to crawl under there, where mine you can reach from the side under it. So old school wins on generator placement, in my opinion. All right, YouTubers, next thing, where do you keep the fresh water in these different kinds of vans? Most of the old school like mine are outside. There is mine. That's foam padding around it. That is the drain for it, but that is the fresh water tank. Where do they keep theirs? Her tank, like many, is under the bed in the back end. So that is her freshwater tank. Who wins? Well, it depends on what you think. Advantage, inside, harder for it to freeze. Disadvantage, you lose a lot of storage space, which again, these don't have much outside storage, and storage is much better in my opinion on the old school ones. So it might not freeze, but you're losing storage space. It might freeze, but you're saving storage space. Maybe we call this a push or personal preference or whatever you like. All right, now let's go to outside / under bed storage. This is under my bed. When this came from the factory, it had a reclining sofa. When I bought it, that had been taken out, and there were 2 twin beds here, and I've got 1 bed going across the back. I sleep east-west, she sleeps north-south. That is my grill. That's how big the storage is. That is a charbroil grill to go. Let me get it out of the way. There is all the storage underneath my bed. My electricals, my water and heat stuff are on the side compartments, easy to get to. And again, here's that storage I tell you about. This can be taken all the way out and it also hinges. But that is a huge storage compartment. We're gonna go look at her storage situation in the back. And I've already told you, old school, especially leisure travel, they get a thumbs up. This storage I have in this is incredible. Okay, as we said, basically no outside storage. And there is her furnace right down here. Here is her fresh water. As you can see, there is not much storage. There's nothing underneath. This is a tray that rolls out where she puts her electrical. She has place, you know, to just cram stuff in there. There's a hot water heater. Yeah, old school. Again, especially leisure travels, hands down. Oop, hands down wins. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use a tape measure. We're gonna see how long, how wide this is, and how long and how wide this is. A comparison, you know, because that's what we're doing. As I line this up, you can see the tape measures there, held in place, right on the front end of the bumper. And the tape measures going to the back. Let's see how long it is. And we're looking at 237 inches, 19 feet, 8 inches. That's what I'm gonna call it. 19 feet, 8 inches. Let's see how long this sprinter is. All right, we've done the same thing here. I've lined up the brick with the edge of the front bumper, tape measure there. Let's see how long this sucker is. It's long. Put the brick there. So I'm gonna call this basically 21 feet, 11 inches. I'm sure they end up calling this 22 feet, but that's what my measurement had. All right, and now we're gonna try to measure the width of a Sprinter van. And as we can see, the difference is old school ones are built on the body. The new school ones are built within the body. So, you know, the cab is one, and then here it flares out. So it's just a different aim on making a Class B. They take something and modify it. They take something and build within it. So it's really hard to get the actual dimensions because both sides have these big fairings. So I'm gonna try to do my best. So I'll say this is about 5 feet 4 inches wide, okay? Again, that's a guesstimate. I don't have the book to say how wide it is, but 5 feet 4 inches wide body. If you come around the driver's side, you can see it flares out right behind the door and flared all the way to the back. But let's see how wide it is out. So as you can see down here, to the outside, it's right at 81 inches wide. I like the wide body. All right, now we're gonna go inside of Casanetti. Again, a 1999 leisure travel. There's a difference. We're gonna do the first difference. We're gonna measure how tall it is to get in. And the Sprinter's gonna win this. So that is 53 and like a half inches. So you gotta duck down to 4'5" to get in and out of this. That's pretty low. It's gonna get a thumbs down compared to this. Whereas the Sprinter is 65 and a half inches tall. So that's 5'5" and a half, so almost a foot higher, which makes a difference when you're trying to get in and out. All right, now we're gonna go inside, but before we do, I wanna show you the roof because that has something to do with the inside, with the driving experience. We're gonna start in the driver's seat or whatever, but as you see on this, it raises up and then it raises up again in the back, all right? So the ceiling over the driver's area is lower here. Roof, ceiling, whatever you want. Where when you see these, they raise up straighter to the top. So the inside's a little higher. So let's go inside this one first, Cousin Eddie. And this is the driving experience. Again, both vans are a mess. Please forgive us. We've been doing lots of traveling around the UP. So there's storage up here. There's a 12-volt TV storage there. Blah, blah, blah. Both vans have a doghouse. Let me get in the driver's seat and show you what it looks like. All right, we're getting in here. And as you can see, this is what it looks like. Let me tilt you up a little bit. Oh, before I go too far, my new t-shirt on our last trip to Aunt Noggin, they were celebrating their 100th anniversary. And that is way cool. So this van is more like a cockpit. You know, the roof's a little bit lower. Your window is lower going out. I'm going to turn the camera around a little bit. I will say right now, I prefer the seats in this van, but she prefers the seats in her van. I think these are comfortable, and the bottom seat comes out a little bit longer, which works better for me, where these are a little long for hers, and in my opinion, her seats are a little short. So I prefer this seat. Driving wise, it's up to personal preference, whatever you might like. So this is the driving experience. All right, and this is what it looks like to look out. As you can see, your just windshield is smaller. It's not as high. That's the difference between these older vans, Sprinters, and ProMasters, and, you know, whatever body type you want to do. More of them now have the much longer, higher windshield. It is what it is. Let's go check out the other one. All right, we've got her freezer out so you can see. This is the driving experience here. Very dirty windshield, but as you can clearly see, the windshield is a lot higher. Let me get in place and show you. As you can see down here, the edge of her seat is just shorter for me, and the other one works a little bit better. You sit much higher on the steering wheel. You're like above the steering wheel as opposed to how the older vans go. And that's what you see outside, you know. There's never a cause for you to have to duck down, where sometimes in my van I duck down a little bit. God, that's a lot of bugs. Let's turn it around. I hope I'm in there, but as you can see, I'm here where in my van the steering wheel is higher and you have a good field of view. So I think for me, I prefer the seats in mine, but I think I kind of do prefer the view out of here. Both of them, like I said, have dog houses, and both of those, the hoods drop down. This one drops quicker and faster down than mine does, but mine still drops, the old Dodges. Honestly, this feels kind of like driving a Greyhound bus. It's a driver's seat. They're just a little bit different. All right. Okay, driver's seat. Again, you can see that the steering wheel is higher. As you come around here, the storage is the first thing that's going to be a lot different. But let's do some measurements for you, okay? All right. This kind of matters the most. So in this one, I know what it is, but I want to show you. Ceiling height is 75 inches. Just under. It's probably 74 3/4, which 75 inches is 6'3". So that's pretty good. So from the bathroom door to the counter is about 30 inches here. Over here it flares out a little bit, and it's about 28 inches across the galley, or whatever you want to call it. I have a double-sided short queen mattress in here. So we're going to see how wide it is on the inside. There's a tape measure. I'm against the wall there, as you can see. Right about 77 inches, which is 6'4". That's pretty wide. I'm going to take tape measure. We're going to go from the floor to the roof. And again, not every Sprinter is going to be exactly the same, obviously, but this roof is 6 feet tall. So luckily I'm not over 6 foot. If you're over 6 foot, you might have to scrunch a little bit. When you saw my storage compartment, her storage compartment starts way back here. So mine is lower and hers is higher, where there is storage up there. All right, we got tape measure again. There's an island on each side. There's like a little island here. This is 23.5 inches from this island to that island. We'll do this wall right here at the shower. So the shower wall to the shower door is 21 inches. Again, her bed, you sleep north to south, mine east to west, how it's currently set up. You can see I'm against the wall there. Width is about 68 inches, just under 68 inches. So that's, you know, under 5'8". So I can't sleep east to west in this, but I can in mine. But north to south, I'm fine in here. These are storage bins, storage drawers. She's got 3 of them. I think this was added on, so there's a bunch of storage bins. Now, I will say one thing that I like about this fan is this spot right here is nice. It's wide. It has the huge window in the door. There's no venting. You can't open the window, but it lets a lot of light in, and it makes it feel bigger having that large window and the sliding door that older ones don't have. Here, the kitchen, she has an aftermarket refrigerator that she keeps there because this 12-volt refrigerator isn't the greatest refrigerator for her in the world. And she ends up getting more use out of that. She has a microwave, storage up here. Tiny storage, my opinion. There's plates and stuff going there. A tiny little storage cabinet here with a plug in it. Here's a drawer for silverware. There's a tiny little storage compartment there. And a tiny little storage compartment down there. So that's how her kitchen compares to mine. And this one came from Explorer, because again, this is a very rare Explorer model on a Sprinter. And no cooktop, as you can see, which was fine with her because she'll use either butane or induction cooking when she has power or on the EcoFlows. It's just weird that they made one without a kitchen and without a stovetop, and it came that way. So solar stuff on this side over the door. There's a little bit more storage here and a little bit more storage there. And as you can see, you know, that's only the depth of my hand deep at the biggest part. So storage is not as good. All right, here we are in her shower. We're going to compare this shower to mine, and it's again going to be preference. This shower is small. I have showered in it. I can stand in there. I have to put my head on one side of this bar or another because, like many people, most people don't try to use their Class B showers all that often. And as also, again, with most people, your shower becomes storage, especially in a van that doesn't have a lot of storage. So this is a nice and a functional shower, but anytime you want to use the shower, you have to move all the stuff out of there because you don't have a lot of storage space. Let's swing around to the bathroom. I like the bathroom in this. Double doors that open. There's a medicine cabinet there, shelf there. There's some storage up there. More storage there, a mirror, a little sink, a little bit of storage down there, not bad. And this is a cassette toilet. So this bathroom is fine. It just comes down to whether or not you like this shower. Okay, now we're gonna look under her bed and see what the storage is like there. I've had to go under there to work on stuff. As you can not see, because there's not much light, there's not much storage there at all. There's a couple outlets on each side, CO2 sensor. It widens up a little bit back where the old folding sofa would come out, but there's not a lot of storage under there. All right, let's get to the bedroom storage. This is a wardrobe. This is not bad size at all. That's pretty decent. Across on the other side, on the passenger side, there's a little storage in there, but that is mostly electronical stuff, electronical. And I believe the person she bought this from may have made this cabinet, and there's some storage there. Up above the beds on each side, there's storage there. A little bit smaller than mine. And across the back, there's storage that, again, was added on after. But here's the storage inside there. All right, going to show you measuring across here. 4 feet 2 inches is how long that is for the storage. Okay, GoPros. All right, and now we're going to do the kitchen area of this. Kitchen and bath. So I have a coffee pot. Yay, got a coffee pot. Microwave. Storage up here. I have a very, very large wardrobe. It's 2 feet deep. and 45 inches tall. That's 3 feet 9 inches tall. And inside it's 20 inches wide. So that is a huge storage. Again, I like my van, I like her van, but the storage in this obviously wins. So that's the kitchen on this side. Over here, I have large kitchen storage above. You can see all that good stuff I have there. I use these cutting boards to stop stuff from falling down in transit. So that's huge. Storage here. Silverware drawer. Hers is organized better, you'll see. Down here under my sink is all that storage. Frying pans, food. Down here I have a new wave oven. I have an air fryer. My storage under here is huge. You'll see the difference when you see hers. My refrigerator is a 3-way. That right there is a 2-burner propane stove above the fridge. So that's my kitchen. Here's my bathroom behind here. Fold down sink, toilet with a black tank. Hers is a cassette toilet. Storage around in here, and like I said, please excuse both fans are a mess. I store a lot of stuff in here as well. Like there's my solar panel. That is a shower drain. Up here is a shower ring. So if I shower, there's a fantastic fan. I take a shower curtain and I run it around here. There's my shower head, and I can shower right here, stand up full straight. So there's my storage around in the kitchen, and it is quite good. Now let's go back to the bedroom area. Her bed is north to south this way, and mine is east to west this way. And okay, east to west is 6'5", 77 inches. So I can sleep crossways on this bed. I cannot sleep crossways on her bed. Underbed storage. We compare mine to hers. Huge. I can put all kinds of stuff in there. All right, so this is a seat I've made. Because my bed is east to west, I have a seat here, and this is where I sit most of the time. I eat here, I use my laptop here. This is my entertainment center. The top of a old desk, and it lines up with these. I put posts in, I put a DVD player here, I put TV on top, and entertainment center. Like I said, I have this. Because how mine is arranged, I can do that. And yeah, so that's my bedroom area. All right, so there is my storage for clothes. These are drop downs. These are drop downs. Another storage across here for a lot of camping gunk, fans and cameras and all kinds of stuff. Back here, the storage goes all the way across. And my induction's in there, raincoats, all kinds of stuff, lots of storage. We're gonna measure across all these cabinets. They're the same on both sides. They are 57 inches, 4'9". That's a lot of storage, almost 5 foot. Look at my pantry. Pantry goes all the way down there. But when you see what goes on in here, how this is arranged compared to how hers are arranged, they are both Class Bs, but in many ways they are very different. All right, so I hope that was helpful. We're looking at my Class B, and we looked at her Class B. This is a 1999 on a 1998 Dodge 3500. I love mine. It has advantages to hers. It's wider. It's 2 ways of doing the same thing. And you get to decide if you're looking for one, what you want. The problem is now, all the ones like mine are getting older. And as things get older, a lot of times it doesn't matter how hard you try to take good care of things. Time is the enemy. And time's starting to be the enemy of this one. I showed a video where my generator tried to fall out of my van. So time has become an issue. Everything inside here works fantastic. But it's hard to find one of these. You are most likely going to have an option if you're looking for a van of buying something Sprinter-like, whether it's a Mercedes actual Sprinter or what Dodge is doing now and what, it's just the Transit, what Ford's doing. These styles are no longer really an option until you get 25 years old. But yeah, it's hard decisions. You can get these for a decent-ish price anymore. They're still pretty inflated. And you're going to spend a lot of money on something brand new. Let's go take a look at hers again. Hope you're enjoying this. So,
I just showed you my van, my old Class B, and the new Sprinter style. You may like that one. You may like this one. I don't know what you're going to like, but they're different ways of doing the same thing. My van wins on storage, hands down. There's no way around it. But if you're frugal and if you're lean a little bit more minimalist than I do, you have plenty of storage. You just have to pick wisely what you can carry in this van as opposed to mine. And in my van, I have so much great storage that I end up taking too much junk. But a situation like this, like there's not even a place in her van to put my grill. Now, there were times we did that when we were traveling because once I put my bike rack on, it's hard for me to get to where I can store my grill. And at times she just put a non-slip rug here if we were going a short distance and put it in here. But other than that, having no outside storage is a minus for me on all these Sprinter vans. I just don't understand Sprinter style vans, not just Sprinters. No outside storage I find just infuriating. I don't understand who designed something that doesn't think people want places to store stuff. Everything's too expensive. That's a given. I do like this area of this van, how wide open it feels. Like I said, with that big window, it just feels open. I like the driving experience when you're looking out the window, but I think I prefer my driving area a little bit better. I don't know. I think I would, when it comes down to it, I think I would keep mine and she would keep hers, you know. But she is envious of the storage, and I like this part of it. So I just did probably a long video. I don't know. I did a bunch of clips and now I got to piece it all together. And when it gets all said and done, I don't know which style anybody out there would prefer, especially when I'm talking about old school. Old school's now pretty darn old. You know, most everything now is on Sprinter style stuff. So for me, I'll try to keep Eddie running as long as I can until I have to decide on something else. And then God knows what it'll be. It might be a Born Free. I might look at a Born Free. Orion, where they have the bed that's in the ceiling that comes down. So you still have a small space, but with a dedicated bed. I hate in the new Sprinter styles, most of them, you have to play the Tetris bed thing, where you got cushions where you piece together and you're always sleeping on a crack. I don't want that. So I don't know. I did this video. I hope you enjoy it. But most of all, I hope you have a great and wonderful day. That's it. Watch the next video of mine. You'll really like it. And now's the point where you have to click like, because it's free. So you have to do it. And you might as well subscribe. Yeah. Why not?